Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with round 4 of JimCool's Hoenn Gaiden Open. These players are fighting for their spot in the top 8 bracket. Who will come out on top? Who will fail? Let's see. Unfortunately, this week there were only 3 sets played. A lot of people didn't choose to play out their sets. Since they weren't able to make the cut for the top 8, understandable. Thank you for playing regardless. I did say that if they played, I would narrate them, if they chose to play an exhibition match against the opponent they were matched with, but many chose not to. And there were also just some general activity wins, even among other players that have been more active in the tournament, just by chance weren't able to play their sets. So we've only got 3 sets this week, but that's alright. I'm sure these 3 sets will be exciting ones. We've got up first, Welcome Guest versus Anaconja. Let's see who comes out on top in this one. We've got a Jinx lead versus a Parasect lead. Interesting. Jinx I've not seen in this metagame. Not something you would be drawn to in such a metagame. But here it is, outpacing and outsleeping the Parasect lead. A very common and powerful lead in the metagame. Lapras has been popular, and here it is again, Dragon Ice typing, proving to be quite effective, and it has really succeeded. I mean, there's nothing like that that can destroy Jinx as effectively as that just did, but the Gengar has boomed into the Lapras and into a Doug combo to take it out. It does make sense that Welcome Guest goes for the Ilim on Lapras. That could be a big thorn in his side. In comes Tyranitar against Jinx. Sand has been created. Tyranitar's going to dance up. Metagross is going to be able to live this EQ and probably take it out. Yes, just a simple... Oh, a crit on the Shuka Berry though. Interesting. I might have gone for an explosion there if I was Welcome Guest, but... May have forgotten about Shuka Berry, may not have minded, because he has got the dog to follow up anyway, I suppose. Mawile coming in. And wow, Jinx is actually immune to Intimidate. Not that that's relevant, but that's kind of funny. Mawile I haven't seen. I assume it's got buff stats or something. Oh, it got froze by Ice Beam. Unfortunate. I think Mawile actually learns Meteor Mash. Correct me if I'm wrong. So that would have killed Jinx. In comes Cloyster. I don't think that there's Freeze Claws in Hoenn Gaiden, so... Cloyster could theoretically get frozen as well, but it didn't. It is weathered the storm. And this is looking kind of close. Celebi really threatening. However, Gengar could be the saving grace for Anaconja. Gengar could make this happen. But I'm sure this Celebi is going to threaten... Oh, that must be HP Fire from Celebi. No Psychic is good news for Anaconja. They might be able to pull through after all. Celebi going to Calm Mind against Gengar and hopefully attempt to win the 1v1. It looks like it will. Ice Punch is doing not a lot, but Gengar forced to explode to take out the Celebi there. And Doug is intimidated. This Mawile freeze was kind of unfortunate. Would have been able to actually live Doug there and take it out, which could have been relevant. But here we are. So Chloe has to make a miracle happen and 1v1 the last mon with only 20% health, and that's not going to happen unless an explode goes off. A toxic. Yeah, that's going to be game. Unless this Parasect wakes up, I suppose. It does have Water Absorb, so that Kingdra cannot... Oh, it woke up. It's going to shut up all that down. Oh, it's dead to the next Ice Beam. Yeah, this is over, I believe. Kingdra will live and take it out. Close, though. If Mawile wasn't frozen, I think it was a bit different. Mawile could have done a bit of damage, which might have been just enough to get there with the Cloy and stuff, but... let's take a look at game 2. I do like the... I think Jinx is a good idea. I like the Jinx Doug. Sunflora lead is forced out immediately. Jinx again. Welcome Guest is confident in this Jinx strategy and, you know, good on him. Stick to your guns. Use what you think is good, folks. I don't think the Jinx loves this 1v1 against Jirachi, and that is actually a sub Jirachi. I think that this Jirachi is pretty well positioned, in fact. I don't think an Ice Beam can break a sub. No, it cannot. When they're matched in stats. Yeah, this Jirachi is looking excellent. I'm assuming a sub is coming down. I wonder if Welcome Guest will actually switch out. Yes. Good idea. You're not going to win that 1v1. You don't want to play for that. And luckily for Welcome Guest, Jirachi only has Psychic to hit Metagross. Metagross walls this thing and forces it out. Against a different type of Jirachi, this could have been over already. If it was Fire Punch, that was dead. Even a Thunderbolt would have done good damage there with the boosts. And Metagross just took down Sunflora. That could be good if Welcome Guest has Weather. But Welcome Guest looks like he is running a weather clear strategy himself with the Ludicolo, which I can only assume has Rain Dance. And that's pretty good damage versus that Jirachi. I'm assuming Surf to deny a sub, yes. The Ludicolo is threatened right now by the Psychic, and happy to just lose the Ludicolo, probably get dug in. Yes, finish up this Jirachi. You probably have to do that, or Jirachi could chip heal up and make your life very difficult. And Snorlax is a good thing to have right here. Wow, Suicune actually lives behind the sub. The sub did not go down to that body slam. That's pretty enormous. I wonder if that was a really bad damage roll. No, the Suicune is just super, super bulky. Maybe the Snorlax doesn't have enough attack investment here. Not something you see every day. But this Suicune is looking really good. That's a surprise. I'm surprised you switched out of the Suicune there. I feel like that 1v1 was quite good for you. And now your sleeping Snorlax is getting punched. I think Anaconja should have stayed with the Suicune and gone for the 1v1. I guess you're not doing a lot to Snorlax with Surf. And Snorlax is slowly chipping you down, but you can at least Carmine up and hit it with 2 Surfs and then probably kill it with Dug afterwards. That might give you a better chance, but maybe Anaconja just thought it was over anyway. It didn't matter too much what they did, so I guess that's fine. Well played to Welcome Guest with the Jinx, very aggressive Jinx Dug squads. OU-esque, but Ludicolo obviously buffed in Hoenn Gaiden with the buffed Giga Drain. So I like that strat. Here we've got JimCool against Fruhdazi, also known as Shitrock Enjoyer, who has been doing very well in this tournament. It was a tough opponent. Let's see how it goes. We've got... Funny story, I was actually helping out DK Koba with some team building, who has been wanting to build a Hail squad, and I sent DK Koba this team. And then I was like, you know what? I like this team. I'm going to use it myself. So here we are with Jim's take on a Hail Stall team. Got an Abomaslow lead. And I'm trying to actually die versus the Tara and get my Dug in. But it looks like Fruhdazi is not born yesterday and knows what's up and doesn't allow it to happen. And in fact, gets Tar back in on my Protect, which was a good play. Now to establish Weather. I went to Dug, and that was an unfortunate crit right there. I actually would have lived the HP bug and been able to take out Tar and then make my Hail, but that's okay. HP bug again. We go to our defensive Starmie is what I was using here. and I'm running a Sableye, and I correctly call out an explosion, which is what I needed to claw my way back into this one after that unfortunate crit. And we go to Starmie, and I do live an HP bug and take out this Tyranitar with Surf. So that's what I go for. And then now the Sand Setter is gone, I can finally set up my Hail and be okay. I've won the weather war here. Silvally fighting is quite threatening though with the Swords Dance. I get a Abomasnow in right here. And just get my Hail up. I get Sableye in, which by the way has Magic Guard. I think it's a good Pokemon on Hail teams. And I toss this thing. I've got full defense bold Sableye. Right here we go for Recover. And then I correctly call out Fruhdazi going for another Swords Dance. Get a crucial Seismic Toss, which now puts Fruhdazi into Hail range on the next turn. I'm able to live the Shadow Ball and recover up. Be pretty healthy. Win that 1v1 versus Silvally fighting, which could have been problematic. And honestly, part of the reason I brought Hail versus Fruhdazi was this guy loves Cleavor, who... A great strength of Cleavor is the ability to be immune to Sand and also have access to Reversal and Swarm Lunge when you're at low health. And look at that damage. That just one hit as a resistance with Zapdos. But yeah, Cleavor obviously not immune to Hail, so good way to chip it down because they do run the Salac Berry. And I decided to just... It still did a lot of damage though. This is a testament to Cleavor, an absolute metagame titan here. Still doing damage in what should be a bad matchup on paper. Right here I go for a Toxic on the Mence. It was Fire Blast. And I go for Recover. I luckily do not die. I'm not sure if the roll would have got me. I think it's likely, actually. But we live to tell the tale. And I'm winning this 1v1 via Toxic Stall. Sableye is... I love the fact that it can chip heal in Hail. It's quite powerful, as you can see. And I go Glaceon. I'm not too sure about Glaceon. It seems like a logical pick on Hail with the Ice Body, but... it's a bit difficult to use. I'm not super sure if it's my favorite here, but... Anyway... This was a crazy little end game. So my Glaceon... The thing about Hitmonlee here is it doesn't do much damage with Reversal because it needs to be low health. So my Glaceon can just sit in Calm Mind and it becomes a mind game of whether he's going to endure or bulk up or hit me. And so I'm trying to play the mind games, but then Fruhdazi correctly goes for the endure on my Ice Beam. And now all of a sudden I'm very threatened. But now, check it out. Okay, I protect on the Reversal this time, and then I'm like, okay. I'm pretty sure they run HB Ghost here as the last move for coverage. He might try to get the Sableye coming in, who is immune to Reversal, and then can kill with Seismic Toss and live an HP Ghost, which it may appear that's what I'm trying to do. So I then stay with my Glaceon against the HP Ghost and Ice Beam for the final mix-up to secure the battle. That was really close. Fruhdazi did the God game of Endure. It could have gone either way. That was like every turn was a 50-50 right there. And then I protect for the final bit of chip on Salamence. Glaceon secures the victory for me here. So interesting endgame there, a bit dubious. I think Fruhdazi... I was trying to bring something that was good against this type of stuff. The Endure Berry Sweepers with Reversal, which Fruhdazi has been using a lot. So it turned out well in a way, but you know, it was actually really close and it could have easily gone the other way. So felt a bit flimsy in that sense. It's hard to... Even trying to hard counter this doesn't exactly work the way I thought. Maybe I should run like a Cloyster or something. Not sure. You can't really run Skarmory on Hail because it's obviously not Hail immune. You should run it on Sand. I'm so sorry. That was so loud. I'm so sorry for that. That freaked me out a little bit. Did you guys get freaked out just there? For those who say that they fall asleep to my videos, I'm sorry for waking you up in a cold sweat just now. It's gonna be alright. It's just a nightmare. Go back to sleep. Okay. That won't happen again. That was a bit of a jump scare. I'm sorry. Here we are with JimCool vs Fruhdazi game 2. I'm bringing Cloister this time. Cloister lead. I create a spike. Fun fact for you, Cloister has overcoat, so it's immune to Spore. So I just go for an Ice Beam. And then Parasect got frozen. This was really unfortunate for Fruhdazi, and I'm sorry. I'm not sure what Fruhdazi was clicking though here. It's what I've been wondering since this set. I'm thinking like HP Rock or Knockoff would be the most logical. No, not even HP Rock because Cloister is an Ice type in this gen. So it was either Knockoff or Shadow Ball or Lunge. So I think that Cloister still wins this 1v1 because it's got high defense and it's immune to Spore. I do go Raichu on the Suicune, which I think was a misplay in retrospect. I should have just boomed in the face of this Suicune. But I thought Raichu could handle it. And this Suicune ends up being slightly problematic here. It's now Calm-Minded out of range of a T-Bolt. I think it can even rest. Don't remember what I did to counteract this one. Was it Sleep Talk? Yeah, it is. And then I drop. And I end up just going back to Cloister anyway and having to explode. So I should have just done that in the first place. A bit of a misplay on my end. And then Delibird comes in. And I calced it actually there. And I realized Brick Break is the best damage after these. Even though I have HP Electric. Brick Break is the best damage there. And he's still got a turn of sleep. I just have to dodge a Sleep Talk Surf there. Delibird takes out Tyranitar. And Delibird takes out Silvally. I mean, this thing is a menace. Look at how threatening Delibird is. I think this thing is literally S tier. I'm not kidding. You know, if Tar is S tier based on the fact that it has Sandstream and the instant weather is just that threatening. I think Delibird should be in the same tier. I think Snow Warning is on the same level as Sandstream in terms of power. And like, look how threatening this thing is with spikes down. It's absurd. Delibird genuinely S tier. GG's Fruhdazi. Apologies for the freeze there, but if you let me know what you actually clicked there, because I'm curious. Knockoff would have been pretty good, but Cloister was probably exploding shortly anyway. Yeah, not sure. I do wonder if I should run like Lumberry Cloister or something like that. That's for another time. We'll think about that later. We've got Old Dance Jacket here versus Rezzo. A couple of councilmen going at it. I say it won't happen again, and then it happens again. I'm so sorry. I thought that I went and clicked music off for each of these replays, but yeah, I apologize. Okay. It officially won't happen again from this moment. I do apologize. Got a Snorlax lead versus Zap lead. Zap appears to just be subbing down, trying to see what Snorlax is doing, but Frustration will break the sub every time, force a switch. And we do see a lovely kiss from the Snorlax into the Metagross, taking a mash in order to put it to bed for good. Snorlax is pretty tough to deal with for Rezzo on turn 1. Old Dance Jacket goes to Mag there, perhaps a mid-grounding explosion from Cloister. And also threatening it with Thunderbolt if it doesn't explosion. And Mag, wow. That was really cool. ended up... That was amazing. That Select Mag just got such value. Took out a whole Starmie. Thunderwaves a Raichu. We see a Flygon come in versus Zap and take it out with Rock Slide after a Dragon Dance. I can only assume this Tyranitar has Shuka Berry. And Old Dance Jacket astutely goes for Lunge rather than Earthquake to play around Shuka Berry. And also play around Raichu, actually, because Raichu Alola is weak to Bug and immune to Earthquake. That was a swift victory for Old Dance Jacket. Kept up the momentum from turn 1. Rezzo did apparently misclick versus the Starmie, but even then the Select Mag would have been able to paralyze something. The Select Mag was getting a lot of value there, no matter what. The Starmie would have been useful, I will say, against the Flygon, but there is Lunge. I think that Old Dance Jacket looked really good there. Game 2. Gandalf the Grey. Against Shao something. From Rezzo. Gonna go to bed, but make a spike in the process. Mag gonna come in. And the Skarm does try to wake up, so... That's good for Rezzo. Rezzo kind of... Did Rezzo just copy the team Old Dance Jacket was using? No, I guess a Snorlax Mag is a common moment. We see a Golurk come in and a punch. I like the punch, but the Gara thwarted that pretty well. I don't think Old Dance Jacket expected that one. Old Dance Jacket gonna go for a T-Bolt versus Gara. In comes Snorlax once again, taking the spike and the T-Bolt, but... That appears to be no lefties. I've seen Kustap Berry on Snorlax, where you could imagine Lumberry is not too bad either. I do wonder if it's Kustap, though. If it is, it's going to be able to blow up right here. Yes, it is. Kustap Berry. Lovely kiss, actually, on the way out. Even better. Almost even better. And not running Boom. What's the set? Lovely Kiss, Double Edge, Shadow Ball, and it could be Earthquake or something last. We've got a Cleavor. Following in the footsteps of Fruhdazi for the greatest strategy this game has to offer. Cleavor, the RuneScape Goblin. They gotta give this guy some artwork. I will be the first to admit it, but... You know, it's kind of funny that it's just a random 3D model among... It's like that episode of The Simpsons where they go from 2D to 3D. Oh, it goes for the Rock Slide flinch. I guess +2 Lunge still didn't get there, even with Swarm. I'm sure Rezzo knows that calc. But yeah, it goes for all the marbles. Wow. Meta is actually banded and locked into Mash. Magneton able to 2-hit it. Maybe a bit preemptive with the Cleavor there. You could have taken out the Metagross. If you just stuck around long enough to notice that it was, in fact, banded. Oh, unfortunate Hydro Miss there. That would have toasted the Golurk. That really stinks. And we're going to see Golurk versus Golurk. A couple of big stone golems smacking each other around. The faster one has come out on top despite taking a significant chunk from Shadow Ball. We're going to see an explode into... You need... That's something you need right there. That's a Raichu Alola. That could... Well, Volt Tackle. I wonder if you're running Thunderbolt. Ooh. Tyranitar might be able to finish this one off for Rezzo. We're going to see a D-Dance? No! Just a simple Rock Slide. Old Dance Jacket went for all the marbles, playing around Dragon Dance. But Rezzo did not go for it. Is Rezzo faster? Who's the faster tar here? Rezzo's tar is faster. That was quite close right there. I guess Punch was the best thing you can do there. I mean, Volt Tackle won't kill the tar anyway. But actually, it would have put it into range of EQ. Maybe you could have woken up and killed it. That could have been a way out, but... But hey. Game 3. Final game of the commentary vid for today. A Celebi facing off against a Snorlax this time. Unfortunate leech miss from Rezzo there. Are we going to go leech again? No, Lapras comes in. Tank's asleep. And Cloyster coming in. Good switch in, very high defense. Gonna be able to create spikes in the face of this thing. And shrug off the damage with a little help from its leftovers. Went for a protect. And Old Dance Jacket saw it coming and went mag to force it out. Denying another spike. Well done. Old Dance Jacket has just Dragon Danced. We're going to see Metagross come in. Does Cloyster run Ice Beam? No, it's Toxic. Metagross handles both Ice Beam and Toxic, so good switch in. Although, are we going to see an explosion? No. Talonflame did come in, probably expecting Mash, or more happy to take an explosion than Cloyster. Cloyster more valuable for Rezzo there. In comes Tyranitar. Dodging a Willow. I think that's a Lumberry on the tar though. Or it could be Sugarberry. Nope, Lumberry. And gets a dance off. So that Willow miss was very fortunate there, allowing the free Dragon Dance. Wow. Talonflame still faster. That was pretty lucky. But Cloyster does check Tyranitar quite well. So even with the dance up, Old Dance Jacket does not want to risk 1v1ing Cloyster with Rock Slide flinches or anything like that. He reckons he can play the long game. Rezzo does have a sleeping Lapras. And this Gara is getting a lot of boosts. This Lapras needs to wake up. I'm sure it has Thunderbolt. Uh-oh. What's going to happen here? Oh dear. Lapras has gone down. Cloyster. A last-ditch hope. We may see an explosion then. Toxic. Okay, this can in fact 1v1 Gara. We can see some protects, some chip. Ooh, Mag comes in on another protect. Nice play from Old Dance Jacket again, calling out the protect. Celebi invited in on the electric type. Does resist electric, of course. Celebi with a free Leech Seed. Rezzo is down 2 Pokemon. Old Dance Jacket with many threats, but this Cloyster is absolutely putting in work against these physical threats. This thing is a behemoth. Speaking of S tier Pokemon, I think Cloyster is a member of that camp. I think that Cloyster is really, really good in this metagame. Look at it, absolutely 6-0ing. These defensive Pokemon cannot break through Cloyster if they try. He's just surfing him down, Toxic Chip. And I assume Rezzo just clicked Protect. Yes. Remaining healthy. So much value out of these leftovers. Protect again. Yeah. Snorlax can sleep something again because the Lapras did go down. So, gets Celebi in. Unfortunate miss for Old Dance Jacket. Rezzo getting a bit of a break there. And I wonder if he just clicks... Yeah, he just clicks an attack to try and finish off that Snorlax. It was low. You know, it was burned, so doesn't have many more opportunities to go for that lovely kiss. So that was a good play, I think, by Rezzo, going for the Giga Drain rather than the Leech Seed there. And he ended up getting good chip on this Flagon anyway. And look at this Cloyster with Leech Seed support. The Cloyster is just unkillable. This is crazy. Who needs Scam? Who needs Scam anymore? Cloister is all you need. The funny oyster. And I'm sure Rezzo will go Cloister here. Tank this hit. Actually goes Doug Alola. Interesting. Yeah, the resist on HP flying is enough there. Gara gonna drop to the aerial ace. Doug Alola is a funny choice there. In comes Cloister once again. That appears to be banded damage. That did quite a lot. But Cloister able to finish off with Surf. And Doug Alola can actually trap this Tar, but Tar does outspeed Doug Alola after Dragon Dance, unlike regular Doug. And that looks like HP Grass Tar. So that was HP Grass, so nice by Old Dance Jacket, but then Rezzo realizes, okay, if you're running HP Grass, you can't fit HP Bug. So my Celebi is able to come in. Gonna Giga Drain. Did get flinched once, but was able to get the hit in. And I think this Celebi, it will be faster? No, but Doug will be faster. And all you need is a simple, probably a hidden power Bug right there to finish off Flygon. That was kind of crazy. If you ever wanted a case study, why the heck is Cloister S tier? If you guys want to see a tier list for Hoenn Gaiden, by the way, I might do that. A viability rank. I think I'm familiar enough with the meta to do it, but yeah, I think Cloister is straight up S tier. And this game, I think, is the proof. Cloister single-handedly walled like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 separate physical threats on its own. That was unbelievable. We live in an oyster meta. Sydney Rock Oysters. Oysters kill Patrick. All the kinds of oysters. Unbelievable. And that's it, folks. We do have our top 8 bracket based on the standings. Here it is. I've taken a screenshot. There is a tiebreaker set going to happen. So Eri and Novice Hoenn Gaiden were tied with 6-4. A 6-4 record. And so they will be playing King of Iron Frisk. The winner of that will play King of Iron Frisk. And then the top 7 are here. The remaining. Voyager was actually in the top 8. But he appears to have vanished from Discord. And I haven't been able to contact him. And left the Hoenn Gaiden server, left the ADV server, left every Pokemon server, Callus Invitational server. So I'm like, I don't know where he went. So I just, yeah, it's been a couple days. So I was like, okay, I guess I will just put the next best person based on record of win-loss in the top 8, which was Old Dance Jacket. So even though Old Dance Jacket did lose to Rezzo, they still made the top cut randomly because Voyager has vanished. But yeah, there's your top 8 bracket, and then next week we will be commentating that. Thanks for staying tuned with the tournament, folks. I think what I've learned from tournament organization, a lot of people in a Swiss tournament format, as the tournament goes on, they kind of lose interest. A lot of people just weren't playing their sets or even scheduling towards the end. I don't really blame them. Maybe you get, like, it's too many tournament rounds. You sort of lose motivation. So I think what I'll do next time, I'll make it double elim. I don't want to do single elim. We'll do double elim, but I'll say, which was my original plan, but I'm stupid, and we had like a weird number of entrants that didn't work with double elim. So I'll say there's like a 32 entrant maximum for my tournaments, or like 64 entrant maximum. Maybe if I do an OU tournament, I could get 64 people in there, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I'll set a maximum amount that works with double elimination cleanly, and I don't have to do buys or anything. So that'll be my plan for my next tournament, which might be an OU tournament, might be something else, maybe Gen 5 OU, Gen 3 OU. I'll see. And I do want to do more Hoenn Gaiden tournaments after this. I think I've really come to enjoy this format. And I'm glad there's been interest. I'm glad people are watching a little bit, even though this stuff isn't as popular as my OU vids. I do want to spotlight metagames that I enjoy, like Ubers I did. And to be honest with you, I think I like this format more than Uber's. I find it more interesting. I like the design of it. I like the direction they're going with the balance and stuff. It's kind of cool to have Gen 3 or U, but with new content and like patch notes and like an ever-changing metagame. Like, what's cool about OU is it's set in stone. You know what's good, but this is fresh. It's something different, and it feels nice to have stuff like, you know, Entei with Sacred Fire, Delibird, Lapras that's Dragon Ice typing, Sableye with Magic Guard. Like, it's kind of crazy. We've got Hail teams. We've got a lot of stuff to build around and work with. Weather Clear with Sunflora. I'm really loving this format. It's an absolute pleasure to build in. Okay, enough rambling. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next one, folks.